me go ahead and fix some of the audio settings here. I recently just had to delete OBS and re-download it, so I'm gonna go ahead and fix this real quick before we get started. Welcome to the Phenomenon podcast. Today we'll be discussing alternate dimensions. I am Josh, followed by with my co-host Aaron.
Hello, everybody. It's good to be here.
So I did notice over our little week break here, our analytics are kind of dropping. That's to be expected, though. I'm not too concerned with it.
Oh, yeah.
I'm just gonna reiterate though, if you would like to watch us on the regular, we stream every other Tuesday and Wednesday. So today is Wednesday, next week we will be streaming on Tuesday, and that's kind of how the pattern works. We stream at
Yes.
5 p.m. Eastern, and I believe it's what 9 p.m. over there, or 10 p.m. for
9,
you.
well, 10 p.m. now. It
10,
was 9
okay.
p.m. last week, which
So
threw me for a loop,
yeah,
but
10 p.m. UK time now, so because of daylight savings time.
yeah.
So if you guys want to catch us live, that's when you can catch us on here on Twitch here. Um, I
Oh,
know
yeah.
in the past I mentioned some other stuff about iHeartRadio and Spotify and all that stuff for the podcast. I'm still working on all that. You got to bear with me. I'm working a full-time job. I'm also going to school. There's some things that, are just kind of difficult at the moment to get all that
Yeah.
working. So, and I'm also trying to do this for you guys. But if you want to watch some past episodes, head over to our YouTube channel. I put the link in the chat. It's also on our homepage for here on Twitch. You can go over there and watch all the past episodes, except for that Halloween special we did. If you want to watch that, it's available, I believe, for 6 more days on Twitch, so you can watch it there. Um,
Hell yeah.
Beyond that, Discord invite is up there in the chat as well. If you want to go to our Discord, that's where all the community is. That's where you get your updates. That's where you get the events, all that kind of stuff. So head over to our Discord. You can join that using the link in the chat. The link on the site does not work. Use the one in the chat. Beyond that, trying to think of what else to go over real quick. There's a few more things, but kind of fleet in my mind here.
Hmm.
Um, but yeah, if you guys watch the
Next week's dis-
show, sorry, what was that?
Next week's discussion will be on whether the Earth is flat. So if you're interested in that kind of talk, feel
Yep.
free to come on. I'm trying to get a friend onto the show. He's very passionate about the flat Earth. He's a very strong believer. He's got some very strong beliefs about it. He talks about it a lot.
Would you say he's like an
So I'm
expert in it?
hoping. He does a lot of research about it, and
Awesome.
he's convinced.
So
Like,
if
if you even bring up how round the Earth is, he will go on a tirade of trying to tell you why you're wrong. So
that's
I,
gonna be a
I
fun
guess
topic.
I'd say yeah,
That'd be a fun discussion because I am a
it
firm
would
believer
be
of
if I could get him
the,
on.
what the Earth really is, round. Um,
Yeah.
but
He'd be raging right
so
now, like, oh my
if you
god.
guys want to see that discussion next week, we'll try and keep it all
Yeah.
civil. Just talk about there. I do
Oh
see a
yeah,
lot
I
of
got.
users. I don't know how Twitch works, if it's bots or if you guys are people watching. If you guys are people watching, that's awesome. I'm so happy you guys are here every single week. Just go
Yeah.
ahead and follow us here on Twitch. All right, give us a little follow. Make an account. All right, just make an
Mhm.
account. It's free to do. Following us, it's free to do. You don't have to give us nothing. All right, this isn't about money. Why we started a channel. It's because these are topics that we enjoy discussing. Also
Yeah.
make an account on YouTube and go subscribe to us over there. Hit the bell notification so that way you know when we upload the video. And if you want to watch past episodes, they're all over there.
Yeah, it's also another way of letting us know that you enjoy the content and knowing that you like it enough to follow us. If we know you're following us, that means we're doing something right at the end of the day. So that's the reason why we do tend to ask about it, is because if you don't follow us, we assume you either disliked it or
And
um
and I see a lot of y'all in the chat every single week. So I know you guys must want to watch this content. So just go ahead and make that free
yeah,
account. It's easy to do. It's a little registration. You sign up for free. And then you just go over to our channel, which you guys are obviously well aware of, and give us a follow there.
yeah.
It really helps out the channel. It helps out with promoting us so that way we can reach out to further audiences. Because I don't have no
Oh yeah,
marketing team, all right? I don't have a marketing team that goes out and tells people to follow me, right? None of that kind
no,
of stuff, right? I only got, you guys. You guys are the ones that make all this happen.
yeah. Word of mouth is the best way for things to travel.
So that's what I want from you guys. That's gonna be your job from now on is to promote the channel, show your friends, pass out the links to it. Get people interested in this stuff. Help us out.
Yeah.
All right.
I mean,
I've
we want to get more people on the
yeah,
show with us and
I've
actually
I've
engage in
told
conversations as
all my
well.
family and friends about this channel. I tell my coworkers
Yeah,
about this channel. I know a couple of you guys all watch this as well. Thank you guys for being here. I
do
think I, I
appreciate
think
it.
I think most of them they come back and watch it on YouTube, but that's all right because they're all busy as well.
Yeah,
And that's why we did
life
the
does
YouTube
keep
channel
people
so that way
busy.
you guys have an archive of all the videos.
Yeah.
And I'm going to go out here and say this now. All right. Beyond any specials that we do, all of our videos will be free. All
Oh
right.
yeah.
I'm not like these other podcasters or streamers where it's like, oh, subscribe and pay me money. No. Like, I work for a living. All right. I don't need this as a monetary means of, gains or anything. Like, I did this because these are topics I like to discuss, and I brought Aaron on board because I know he likes discussing these topics as well. All right. And he's just as much a co-owner as his channel as, he owns as much of the channel as I own. So, we do this for you guys to enjoy talking about these discussions with you guys, and that's why we want you guys to come over to our Discord to have chats with us over here. You guys can chat with us here on Twitch. We just want to have this grow. All the videos, like I said, will be available on YouTube. All right. Minus our specials, those things will stay strictly on Twitch, and we might do like a specials. I don't know, like a specials playlist or something later on, maybe on Twitch for if you did want to subscribe. You don't have to, right? And I'm not asking you to, but if you guys did subscribe to us and join the tier list and stuff, we'll have the specials on there for them because they actually went that extra step to give us the money for it. Um,
Yeah.
that money, I can tell you right now, it gets split evenly between me and Aaron. We're the only two that make this stuff work. If we did get anything, my portion of it, I'm going to be donating to charity. So if you guys want me to donate to a specific charity, let me know.
Yeah.
All right.
Sounds
Um,
like a plan.
I don't need the money. I don't. So if you guys decide to give us money, my portion's going to charity. I can't say for Aaron what he wants to do with his.
And mine will probably be the same, either that or maybe some may go into possibly extending the reach of the podcast, maybe here
Right.
and there,
Yeah.
but mostly
Yeah.
towards charity.
Yeah. It's either going to be charity or to promote the podcast even more, but it's going to be mainly charities because I don't need the money for it, guys.
No, I don't need it either.
This is strictly for the pleasure of you, the viewers.
Indeed.
But with that being said, alternate dimensions. That is the topic for today. I know I didn't put up a topic last week. Yeah, it is not because we were having some mystery show like we did in the past. That's just because we are not prepared.
Yeah, honestly, I couldn't really think of what to discuss, and I've been very busy with my streaming on
Right.
YouTube and whatnot with what I
So,
do. And I completely
yes.
slipped my mind. I was like, hang on, wait, we haven't got we
Yeah,
haven't got a topic for
so
tonight, so we
technically
decided,
today should have been my topic anyways if we were to get back on track because I kind of did three in a row. We did a Wednesday, then the Tuesday was Halloween, so we made that topic together, and then this week would have been
yeah,
mine. I didn't prepare it, so that's my bad. Um, Next week will be your topic, and you already picked it for flat Earth, so there we go. We're back on track, guys. We are
yeah,
back on
we're
track. I
back on
promise.
track. Yeah.
I do have my topic for the following week as well. So I won't go into that right now. We can go into that later.
Hmm. Okay.
Um,
Look forward to hearing what it is.
yeah. So um, we'll just go ahead and jump into this, shall we?
Yeah, definitely.
All right. So alternate universes. All right. So we're all very familiar. I think anyone's familiar with this kind of topic. It's just a matter of what is it, I think.
Hmm.
For an alternate universe, you know, do they exist? Do they not exist? I personally believe they do exist. There's multiple different variations of these things. So people sometimes say when you have deja vu, you're actually seeing an alternate universe of yourself. Um,
Hmm.
some people say that black holes, when you get sucked into those that you go to an alternate universe. Uh, Sometimes people have said that, like I said through the dream state, that they've woken up in another universe,
Right.
that they weren't from this universe and that they're from a different alternate one, and that's what they claim. Um,
Yeah. I mean, some people have
yeah.
claimed to have come from a
So,
different parallel universe as
yeah,
well.
I definitely believe they exist, but I'm not sure how or you would go through to a new dimension or how that would work. What's your take on them?
I mean, again, like you, I've no idea how you'd possibly pass into another universe or dimension, so to speak. Um, I mean, supposedly there's tons of dimensions out there. You know, you got the spirit world and some people's beliefs and stuff like that. There's so many different kinds. Supposedly on like a different plane of existence to us. A lot of these ghosts and spirits, what a lot of people believe. Actually, traveling like physically to another one, I don't think that's something that you could just do. I think it's more like we're just not technologically advanced to even possibly do so.
So,
Um,
my belief on that is like, okay, so like spirit realms and things like that. That's not necessarily alternate dimensions, I would say, but a different plane of existence on the same dimension.
right.
So, like if you were to travel to a different dimension, there would be a whole different plane of spirits and whatever.
Yeah.
Um, and then the other thing too is like, okay, if I die in this dimension, does every version of me die, or do other ones live on?
Right.
You know?
Could it have been that I died as a baby in another dimension,
So,
you know, another universe,
so I
and I'm
think
still carrying on in this one?
I think that's a good starting point is going over mirror dimension, right?
Right.
So a mirror dimension, right, is theorized and summed up essentially. Hold on, I'll get you guys an actual thing for it. But while I'm doing that, I'll kind of go over what I believe it is. So a mirror dimension essentially is a parallel dimension, right? Everything is identical to our dimension. It's just reversed.
Right.
Right? So if we were looking at like a picture of ourselves, like if you were looking at like a map of the globe, right? Instead of New York being on the East Coast, it's now on the West Coast kind of thing. It's not saying it's in California. New York is just on the West Coast now. It's flipped,
Yeah.
right? Uh,
Think of when you look into a mirror and you raise your right hand and you see your left hand go up in the mirror, essentially.
yeah.
Um, that's basically what we're saying.
So that's what a mirror dimension is, right? But beyond that, everything is identical, right? So every single person is identical. Everybody's living this. We're living the same exact lives as our mirror dimension self, right? And they're living the same exact life that we're living, right? So that's what a mirror dimension is, right? It's literally just it's just it's a copy of what we have, right? And some people believe that mirrors are portals to that dimension.
Yes, I was gonna bring that up as well. Yeah, some people believe that mirrors are the kind of like alternate dimension to ourselves, the mirrored version. Many believe they are a way of passing through to a degree. We can't physically go through the mirror, but
Right.
supposedly there's a big myth or theory that supposedly if you touch yourself in your reflection, so the reflection of you supposedly touches you. It's a very weird way to describe it. So they believe that a catastrophic event would happen. So say you're in the mirror and you're looking at you, and there happened to be another mirrored version of you that actually moved on its own and touched you. it's supposed to cause a catastrophic event to you, so to speak. That's what a lot of people believe. I don't know if I necessarily believe that, but supposedly there's a lot of theories around it. Supposedly, you're not supposed to be able to contact your other self, so to speak.
Right.
We're supposed to be split for a reason. We're never meant to actually meet and touch.
Right.
I mean, there's no scientific basis behind this. It's just pure speculation and theory that would happen. But that's what a lot of people do believe.
Yeah. So, I don't know. Mirrors just tend to creep me out, anyways. I don't understand people who have mirrors in their rooms, like when they're trying to sleep and there's a mirror in their room. Those things creep me out. Um,
Well,
Something about seeing my own reflection, and what if that reflection moved without me moving? That
right.
would freak
And
me out so much.
supposedly there's actually been some
Yes.
people that have actually experienced that. I mean, there's lots of videos out there. Many of them are probably hoaxes for the most part. But some of them might actually be real. They might have actually had their reflection move on its own and do something different.
Yeah.
And that's terrifying to me. Because if that did happen, I don't know
Yeah.
what would run through my mind, but I'd be terrified.
Yeah. That's creepy.
Like, I know, I just because I can't imagine that being reality. Like, to my brain, mentally, it's impossible for my reflection to do that because I'm seeing myself. It's me. That would indicate there is definitely enough of me on the other side of that mirror.
Right. So a lot of these videos that you're gonna see of the mirror selves like moving or not moving rather when you move, a lot of them are fake. Right?
Yes,
A lot of them are all fake. It's easy to do, especially video manipulation and editing, right? It's fake. It is what it is. If you do happen to find a real one, join the Discord, post it in there. We'll take a look at it, right?
definitely.
I'm pretty good at debunking stuff, right? And doing my research and my homework on that, right? For those of you who don't know,
Yeah,
I've done investigations in the past for law enforcement. I'm pretty good at analyzing and figuring out if something's real or not, it's fact or fiction. So that was the premise of my job was being a fact finder. So send it in. I'll take a look at it. I can tell you if it's real or not, debunked it or not. But beyond that, like I just I've never experienced something like that. Where I've looked at myself in the mirror and it moved on its own. You know.
no, read that.
So I don't necessarily think that's real, a mirror dimension like that, or it's a portal, or just. I think if something's moving in
Yeah,
there, it's some sort of demon. It's not you. It's not. It's some sort
I
of
mean,
evil entity. But I've never
people
experienced
have
that. If you
supposedly
have,
seen spirits in
mm,
mirrors and stuff like that. Mirrors are supposed to catch light, right? That's
yes.
that's why your
If
image gets reflected back here.
if you
It
have
catches the
experiences
light,
with
reflects
that,
it back.
if you have experience with that, send in your stories. We'll take a listen to your story as well, or read your story.
Yeah.
Um,
So it could just be that the spirit did get caught through the reflection of the
yeah.
light, picking it up.
All right.
I don't think it's in necessarily another dimension. I think it might actually be behind you in the mirror where you're seeing it, so to speak. Um, but it's strange because you don't exactly see it with your naked eye.
Right. Right.
But then people take pictures and sometimes they get ghostly images in the background of people who just clearly weren't there. People have captured boys, people have took wedding photos, and there's been a mysterious guest there that was never there. So, could it be that just like a mirror uses glass, so do camera lenses, right? It's a form of glass to a degree. Um, you have like a lens. Could it be that the lens is actually capturing the light of these? spirits or whatnot. And people just automatically assume it's dimension based, just like a mirror's captured them. They're like, oh, they're in the other dimension.
Yeah, I could definitely see that.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know if I necessarily believe in a mirror dimension, personally. Um, I mean,
Yeah,
alternate dimension. I believe there could possibly be an alternate dimension, people doing different things, but a mirrored dimension, I just can't see it. Personally, in my opinion.
yeah, I can't. I don't think it exists.
Right. See, the question really is, what is the purpose of the alternate dimension? Why, you know, why is there an alternate dimension? Like, why do I need multiple copies of myself doing different things?
Yeah.
It just
Um.
doesn't
So my
make
my
sense.
actual view on that
Hmm.
is like if there is alternate dimensions, um, I would say it's more or less for like trying to think of how I could word that. It would just be like our ourselves just in another world. I mean, that's the best way I could describe it.
Right. I mean, when I think of alternate dimensions, I feel like a very good example was actually shown in Doctor Who. It was an episode where Rose basically travels to an alternate universe where she's actually a dog in this other universe, right? She's not human, she's a dog, and she has the same mother. Her father's still around, and they both have a dog named Rose. And she was like, "Oh, that's my mum. I know her. She's my mother." He's like, "That's not your mother. I know it looks like her, but that's not your mother." It was like a alternate dimension. So supposedly, you know, alternate dimensions contain many different realities in which things can be different or altered in various ways. You know, in one world, you could be a peasant who's essentially poor, you're living on the streets, a homeless person. Another one, you could be rich and
Yeah.
successful and have everything you ever wanted. And that's kind of the theory behind a lot of these alternate dimensions is that they are the same but different in many aspects, but essentially the same blueprint kind of exists. So that's kind of like the theory behind a lot of these alternate dimensions. Um, like you said, some people believe that when you go into a dream state, you might be dreaming of a different version of you having a similar event or things being different.
Right.
Because one thing is, when you are dreaming and sleeping, why is it you can feel what you're touching? I know this isn't, we're not discussing dreaming today, but I just feel like that's a point that could be important to this discussion because I can think of touching a football, but I can't feel a football in my hand. But in your dream, you'll feel yourself physically touching the object. So could it be that during that dream you're actually seeing an alternate version of you and you're experiencing what they're going through? And that's why you actually feel things solidified in your dreams. Like you're actually touching them.
Perhaps. It's a possibility.
It's a possibility, yeah. So I just feel like, that's a little something that could possibly be something to do with that. Because I don't know. Like I can't feel something without touching it. I can imagine the feeling, but it'll never be the same as actually touching that object. I can never get that same feeling and sensation. But I can touch things in my dream and get the same feeling and sensation like I'm actually touching this object. Which makes no sense because I am currently in my bed sleeping. Why is it my brain is able to somehow get this feeling perfect while I'm sleeping, but while I'm awake I can't? That just
Hmm.
doesn't make sense to me.
Yeah, so for the dream thing, you know, it's more or less like you're just kind of living through the memories of your alternate self, is what they're kind of saying with it.
Yeah. I mean, they also say that supposedly every decision you make creates a branching alternate timeline. So if you choose to go right one day, maybe an alternate version of you took the left path, and they have a different branching path in what happens in their future. Um, that's the theory behind it, supposedly. Whenever you get people discussing time travel and things like that, they say that supposedly everything you have is a butterfly effect. Everything you do, every thought a movement you make will have a butterfly effect in some way or another and cause an alternate timeline, so to speak. And that's what supposedly a lot of people believe these alternate universes are, is an alternate timeline. Um,
Hmm.
Supposedly,
I
you
wouldn't.
know?
I don't know if it's necessarily an alternate timeline.
Not necessarily timeline, but you know what I mean. Um,
Yeah.
in the respect of you essentially create a branching path in your future. Like, let's take the Men in Black, for example. There's supposedly that alien that can see all the different possibilities in all these futures. And you have the Marvel universe with Doctor Strange, where he supposedly saw all these different futures, and there was only a very specific future that they beat Thanos, so to speak. So
Right.
supposedly there's all these different possibilities of different decisions you've taken or made, and that's caused a effect in that future.
Hmm.
Despite them not actually already happening yet, somehow they supposedly have.
Um. I don't know. I mean, the Marvel universe thing for them, they kind of screwed the pooch when they introduced time travel into it.
Oh yeah, definitely.
But
But I'm just saying that as a concept so people can kind of get a relative understanding of what we're trying to say.
yeah, I can see that. Uh, but yeah. So as far as like, trying to think of how to word this here. As far as an alternate dimension goes, like, again, it's just like there's multiple of them, and it's supposed to be endless, and it's just you in those alternate dimensions, just living various different types of lives. Like, you could be an astronaut in
Yeah,
one, you could be the president in one, you could be a plumber in one. It's whatever.
yeah.
There's no real set boundary, I guess, on it. Is the
Hmm.
basic premise behind it.
Yeah.
But yeah, I guess for the alternate universes, like the mirror universe, like yeah, that one is just a carbon copy of ours. It's just they're just living the same life we're living.
So, in regards to, when we're talking about alternate dimensions, if you could meet another version of yourself, would you ever want to?
Um, yeah, I wouldn't mind it.
Yeah. You reckon you'd have the same mannerisms and behaviors, or do you reckon you'd be a completely different person?
Uh, I think some of them it would be the same person. Others, it
Right.
would be a completely different person.
Yeah. Because when you think about it, everything we go through in life shapes us as a person, right? So, whatever events you've gone through, experiences, traumatic or not, has shaped you in some way. You've learned a lesson from something that's gone wrong or something or the other. So, if you had an alternate version of yourself that was living a completely different life, they are bound to be a different person. I mean, people think, oh, I'm going to meet me, and it's going to be exactly the same. But I feel like the chance of you encountering you being exactly the same is probably not going to happen if they are living a different life to you. Because they will have gone through different experiences. They would have met different people, possibly may have had a better life or a worse life than you. And I feel like that would shape and mold them differently to what you currently are.
Well, yeah, for an alternate universe, I mean, like I said, the possibilities are just absolutely endless for it.
Yes, that's the thing.
So, I mean, you can't really say, anything is one thing, It literally could be anything.
Hmm. Yeah, that's why it's such a difficult topic to essentially discuss because how can you really discuss the infinite, right?
Right. So, I think, I'm sorry, guys. I've been kind of just distracted here for a little bit, but so let me get back on topic here with all this. I was in the middle of actually doing something I probably should have been doing during the break. This is my ADHD mind running off again. Um,
Yeah,
so I'll stay on topic, and right before the break, I'll go over what I was just doing. Um,
right.
so for this topic of this, right, discussing this infinite possibilities, right? Um, just think about like what would you want to be in your life, I guess, and if you could imagine whatever you might think you want to be, you probably are in another alternate universe, right? That's just how it works.
Right.
So, you know, and I think just, I think a lot of them are probably parallels. They run parallel to ours, and we're
Yeah.
making the same exact choices, right? Because you got to think, your personality, how much. Uh, the way to think of it is like, okay, think back when you were like in grade school or something, right? Or if you're still in grade
Hmm.
school, right? And you had the choice of going on a swing or going on a slide, right? And you chose the
Right.
swings, right? And you met a new friend over there, right? And now that friend has friends and you become friends with them and then you got this little clique that you're part of, right? And that all happened because that's the choice that you made, right? With an alternate universe, right? Yourself could have chose, I'm gonna go on the slide today, right? And you go down the slide and you break your arm, right? And now you're in the nurse's office, and then you go to the hospital, and like the path and the timelines diverse from there, right? And now you have a different alternate life that's running on its own accord, essentially, and that's what a split reality is.
Hmm.
So, uh, it's that one's not running parallel to you anymore. It was there's like they call these like these what is it, like a culminating splits or something like that, basically. And you gotta think, how many times does this happen, right? If this is all real and everything, because it's not just about you, it's about everyone. So this is happening to everyone, right? So how many alternate universes are getting created and are made? Supposedly that's how the alternate universes get created.
Right.
So you gotta think about how many there are. There's trillions upon trillions upon trillions of these things. Because every single action and choice that you make, and there was a two or three choices, with that alternate
Hmm.
universe, an alternate version of you chose that other option,
Yeah.
and that creates a new universe, and that creates a new universe, and that creates a new universe, and then it, and that's kind of how that happens.
Would you ever want to trade places with another person in another universe?
No, I wouldn't. I'm very content with my life.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm very content with my life.
Nice.
Um, I think I've gone through all these hardships for a purpose,
Hmm.
and because of those purposes, it made me who I am today.
Right. See, when I was streaming yesterday, and I was streaming for about 11 hours, I was actually having a bit of a discussion with somebody about supposedly going back in time and reliving your life and changing things. And the thing is, I asked the question, would any of you like to? And my answer simply to the question was no, because I have people in my life. While I have had a lot of hardships in life, I have people in my life I would not want to lose, because
Mhm.
there's no way you would ever meet the same people over ever again. Like, well, you might possibly, but generally, unless you know the specific date and time, the chance of you meeting some of these people that were very influential in your life, great friends. Like I met you, for example. I said this to them on the stream. I said, if I went back in time, I would probably never meet Josh, because I probably wouldn't be in the same Xbox lobby at the exact same time. The chances of me being in the same lobby at the exact same time, because I don't know the specific date at the time,
Yeah, I don't even remember
what's the
either.
chance of me ending up? What's the chance of me ending up in the same lobby? I would lose such an important and valued friend to me.
Right,
So the same goes for alternate dimensions. I wouldn't want to switch places. While one of them may have a more glorious life, the people I have in my life right now are important enough to me where I wouldn't want to do that. I'd essentially want to
right.
stay where I am now,
And
because
and
there's too many invaluable things
I
in my
mean,
life that I don't want to
so
lose.
I've had I'm about to get dark with you guys, right before the break here.
Yeah.
I'm gonna probably leave you guys with this, but I've had suicide attempts in my life, right?
Right.
I've had very times where I just felt down, and like I'm not suicidal anymore. I'm very um content and happy with my life. Sorry,
Yeah.
I should say unaliving myself, but no. I'm not gonna do that. I'll just say what it is, right? Because that's what it is. It's not unaliving, it's suicide, right? Or
Right.
killing, right? Um, I'll get demonetized for it. I don't care. But anyways, I'm not that way anymore, right? And
Yeah.
I just at the times when I just felt like everything was hopeless. Nothing was good in life. Why should I carry on, right?
Yeah.
Should have any of those attempts ever succeeded, right? I wouldn't have met Aaron. I wouldn't have met some of my other friends I have. I wouldn't have joined the military. I wouldn't have done any of the amazing things that I have done in my life.
Right.
Um, I mean, actually, one of the attempts was while I was in the military, but that's neither here nor there. Take that with what you will if you're thinking about joining. Um, I think it's an honorable thing to do, but just realize it does suck sometimes. There's a lot of great times too. Um, but yeah, so it's just so much in my life that I got to experience, and to the point now where I love my life.
Right.
I really do. Um,
Yeah.
I don't look at it as like, oh, I got this crappy job and this crappy whatever, and I don't have this, and I don't have that. Like, I don't have a luxury car. I would love to have one, but
No.
I don't have one. I have a
I
98
don't even own a
Nissan.
car.
I have a 98 Nissan Frontier.
Yeah.
It's a piece of crap,
Yeah.
right? But it gets me from A to B, right? And it's paid off. I own the title. So
Right.
that right there, right? I own my truck. I own it. It's mine, right? Sure, I don't have my own place yet, and I am living at my parents' place right now. I know I'm a loser, right? 32 years old living at my mother and father's home. I'm a loser. It is what it is, right? I'm saving up money though. I'm saving up a ton of money right now, and I'm about to move out here
Yeah.
so I can get my own place, right? Because I,
Yeah.
I I fell in hard times after I getting out the military, right? But I'm in a good place now. I have a job. I don't like the job, but it pays well,
Yeah.
right? So I have a good paying job. I own my vehicle. I have money in the bank to where I'm about to move out here soon and actually start living my life on my own again. Like things are good in
Mhm.
life right now, right? And none of that would have been possible should I have succeeded in my attempts to end it,
Right.
right? So it's just a little lesson to you guys. Like people say, "Oh, it gets better out there. It gets better out there," and then you're like, "Well, when?" It does.
Yeah.
You need to
It
wait.
does.
Be patient. Don't force it, right?
Right.
We had a saying in the military, and it's probably in other jobs too, but embrace the suck, right? Meaning it's going to suck. You need to just embrace it. Let it
Yeah.
happen. Let it suck. You know, you're gonna hate it. You're gonna feel miserable, but on the other end of it, you're gonna feel so great because if you start thinking of it like, I went through all that hardship,
I'm still going.
and I'm still going, and look at how great things are now
Yeah.
compared to how it was like 5, 10, whatever many years ago. Look how it is now compared to then, right? You got to make those choices too. Like we just talked about choices with this alternate universe stuff. You got to make those choices to push yourself in the right direction. First thing is you got to identify, hey, there's an issue. I'm not happy.
Yeah.
Things are going wrong. What is the underlying issue, right? I
Right.
promise you, it's you. You're the issue. You know, you are stopping yourself from greatness every single time. Right? You are stopping yourself from greatness. Now, if you're in some
Yeah.
poverty country, around the world, right, it might be other issues as well, but you're ultimately stopping yourself from greatness, right?
Hmm.
Or if you're a kid, then it's your parents that are stopping you possibly from greatness too, or your teachers,
Yeah.
right? Because you don't necessarily have full control of your life. But if you're an adult, no one can stop you but you. And that goes for
Right.
anyone in the world. I don't care if your country's at war right now and you're getting bombed out. You're stopping yourself from greatness, right?
Yeah.
I'm saying this because speak from some experiences and from secondhand experiences. You're stopping yourself, right?
Yeah.
If
I
you don't want
mean,
to be a
I've been
part of
on.
something, you want to get the heck out of your country. Do it. Do it. Go
Yeah.
join another country or go to another country and that has asylum and get yourself your citizenship there and go live your best life that you can live.
I
But
mean, like I've had many times in my life where I've been so down, and I've tried to look at things too much in terms of
mhm,
I look at the big picture instead of taking it one step at a time. Sometimes it's as simple as taking a small step and another small step and then
mhm.
continuing on.
Make goals for
At the end
yourselves
of the
too.
day,
So if you're in a lot of
yeah,
depression, make small goals, not big goals. Not, oh, I want a mansion and a sports car. No, make small goals, right? All right. Well, what's realistic? I'm making $1,000 a month or $1,000 every 2 weeks, right? So $2,000 a month. Well, I want to put $500 away every month. All right. That way I can get myself out of some debt. You know. Well, okay, if you can afford that and you can pay your rent, your bills and everything and put 500 away and you're just eating your, rice and beans and your ramen noodles and all that kind of stuff for a couple months, do it. That's a small goal. And then, hey, now I got some money in my account to where I can afford something that's nice, or afford something that,
Yeah.
I need to pay off,
You
and,
need.
and start paying off my debt.
Mm.
And then you're like, okay, well now I'm not in debt, but I have no money and I'm broke. Okay, well I'm gonna continue to do what I'm doing, saving, and just struggle a little bit more. Now I have money in my account. I'm not broke anymore. I'm out of debt, and you can start to have
So
some
it's all
happiness.
yours.
Yeah, that's exactly what I did
Yep.
essentially, and now I'm financially happy.
Yep.
I don't worry about going down to the store and buying something. If I want to buy it, I go out there and buy it,
Right.
right? If y'all want a success story, I was poverty. I had debt. I paid off my debt. I am now debt free, and I'm living a fantastic life. You know, I'm just
Right.
saying that's one small thing. Now, what if it's relationships, right? Again, don't force that stuff. Don't force it. Get off the online dating. I'm telling you this now. Get off the stupid online dating. It doesn't work. All right? It does not work. Go out and meet people, right? And some of you might be like, "Oh, I had an online date and it worked." Good for you. You're the exception. But I'm telling you, for the most people, it does not work, right? It's mainly just a bunch of fakes, bots out there, and just people that are trying to scam you, right? And that goes for men and women.
Definitely.
So get off this online dating. I promise you, when you start going out and actually enjoying your life and meeting people, things are going to get better and you will meet that someone, right? Don't
Right.
go out looking for it though, but if you see that girl at the arcade or at the mall or wherever that you like, man, I like her. Or that guy, I mean, I like him. Go up and talk to them. What's the worst they're gonna say? No? Get away from me, weirdo.
Okay.
Okay, see ya.
Yep.
Alright? That's the worst that's gonna happen. Confidence is a big thing too. Build your own
Yeah.
confidence, right? Don't let rejections of no get you down, right? Be like, well, they weren't meant for me. Look at it that way. They're not meant for me. I'll find the one that is, right? Rejection
I
doesn't
mean,
get me
to
down
think.
anymore. Rejection does not get me down anymore. I found a whole level of so I'll go into this next segment. It's not to do with the alternate dimensions, but I'll go into it in the next segment here, real quick,
Yeah.
and then we'll go back on
But,
topic. But okay,
mm,
so before the break here, I'm gonna leave you guys on a little bit of a positive note. So, positive note here, number one, while I was being super quiet and awkward and being all weird and stuff, I created us an email.
nice.
Yeah,
Yeah, I didn't think
so
of that.
a new
Nice.
way to reach out to us, right?
Hey.
So, if you want to reach out to us, it's Phenomenon same thing as our channel at gmail.com. You can email us direct to there. I will get your emails and I can read your emails here on the stream.
Oh yeah.
So, if you don't want to go on Discord because you're like, I don't like Discord, that's another app I have to download. Okay, cool. I know,
Email
I know darn well you have an email app on your phone. You can email us
us.
now,
Yeah.
all right? So, you can join us here on Twitch, join us on YouTube, join us on Discord, or you can email the show now.
Yeah.
So, look at that. Me being all awkward, I did something great. I'm gonna pat myself on the back. A good job.
Yeah.
So, yes, we have a email, phenomenonnormal@gmail.com. It's the same as our channel's name.
Oh yeah.
So, with that, I will leave you guys here. I'm gonna go on break for about 10 minutes. I will catch you guys at the top of the hour.
Yeah. We'll be back.
We are back. Top of the hour, like I said. So, um, my ADHD mind completely went blank. I'm not gonna go over that
Mm,
story. I remember now what I was gonna talk about. I'm not gonna go over it. Um,
yeah.
it's just completely off topic, and I don't want to go over that.
Yeah.
Anyways, going back onto this topic here, alternate dimensions, right? Parallel universes, that sorts of things, right? So, alternate world dimensions, right? Like I said, the theory behind it is that you start with one choice, right? And then that branches off into two choices, right? And then four choices, and then eight choices, and 16 choices, and then there's, endless possibilities, right? And that's what the whole theory is behind that, right? Compared to a parallel dimension, which is something that models exactly what we have. It's the same exact stuff going on, same choices, same everything. It's just another universe that exists outside of ours. All right.
Right. Sorry, I had to mute my mic a moment.
Oh, you're good.
Stop to me. Sorry, my
Um,
bad.
all right. This is completely different from the multiverse theory, right?
Right.
Where the multiverse theory is that there's multiple different universes that all have their own individual choices, right?
Right.
So those are three different things right there, right? You got the
Hmm.
alternate dimension theory, you got the parallel universe theory, and then you have the multiverse theory, right?
Yeah.
So there's three different topics, three different things, right? So we're gonna stick with the alternate dimension theory for this segment, all right?
Gotcha.
So with that being said, right? It's also known as like the many worlds theory. Instead of that, like every time one state or outcome is observed, there's another world in which a different quantum outcome becomes a reality. This is
Right.
this is branching arrangements in which instant by instant our perceived universe branch into near infinite alternatives. Right. This is
Mm.
coming straight from like space.com. Right. That's where that quote comes from.
Yeah.
So literally like verbatim, like exactly what I was saying. Right. It's just there are many different worlds, right? And instead of every time there's just one outcome, there's multiple outcomes.
Hmm.
Right, and this is down on a quantum theory, like quantum outcomes, right, of the reality. So down to the most microscopic details, even smaller than the microscopic details, right? Every time you
Hmm.
move your hand, an alternate universe is created. Every time you blink, an alternate universe is created, right? And that's kind of what that theory is. So there's just infinite number. And it's
Yeah.
hard for the human mind to wrap their minds around that and think about that, but that's what it is, right?
Yeah.
Um, so I'm gonna kind of go over what space.com has here for it, right, and what they believe. Um,
Yeah.
so they believe it's more of a quantum physics thing, right? Um,
Yeah.
and it's something that it's not necessarily like a wormhole to it or another pathway to it. It's essentially you have to be down on the quantum level to get to it.
Yeah.
Um, Another theory is the Big Bang. Everybody knows the Big Bang. Supposedly, that's the start of every universe, right? Every time a
Right.
Big Bang happens, it creates an alternate universe and an alternate universe.
Right.
So we're essentially just another alternate universe. We're not the primary,
Yeah.
right? So that's a theory behind that as well.
Hmm.
So if we had a Big Bang and we're able to trace back to where it was, then we're not the original.
Okay.
We're just another alternate reality to something else.
Right. Well, technically, doesn't that make every reality an alternate reality to a degree because it's
Right.
different?
But here's the thing,
So,
though, and this goes back to the whole thing about religion and if God and all that stuff, right? There's got to be a universe prime, you know, a universe
uh,
that started it all, right?
yeah.
And I'm not saying it was humans or Earth either that did this, but maybe something out there was experimenting. Maybe their universe just always existed. Who knows? Maybe their God actually created it, and
Hmm.
they were experimenting, and then something on the quantum level happened, and boom, a big bang happened, and now we have alternate universes.
Right.
And then that universe did the same thing, and that universe does the same thing, and that universe does the same thing, and it just keeps happening. And
Right.
eventually, maybe one day we'll get that, and we'll create an alternate universe.
Yeah.
You know, maybe not us. Maybe it already happened in our galaxy, and we just haven't discovered it yet. Maybe that same alien species created another Big Bang, and we just don't know. You know,
Hmm.
I mean, there's so many infinite possibilities and outcomes that we just don't know about. We're not the end all be all.
Right.
We're not the pinnacle of civilization, despite what people think. And the only reason why people think that is because of ego. You
Right.
know, I'm sorry, but if an alien species does come here, or like supposedly they have, that right there should put your ego aside. You are not more advanced. We are not the most
Right.
advanced thing out here in the universe.
Exactly.
We're tribal compared to them. We're Stone Age compared to these beings. You know,
Yeah.
the way that you look at a monkey inside a zoo is the same way they probably look at us.
Hmm.
That's the comparison I'm trying to put in people's minds here. You know,
Right.
so if that's the case and that's what the Big Bang really is, and they're able to create something like that, we are nothing compared to them.
Right.
Their amount of power, they could probably just look at us and blow us up.
Yeah.
And if that's the case, then they're the god. They're God to us. They created us.
Hmm. Hmm.
That's what God is. That's the reality of it.
Yeah.
They might have their own version of God, but they're our God technically if they created us.
Right.
Or maybe it is on the religious aspect and God created these multiple universes. In which case, religion's all wrong as far as what's written in the text.
Yeah.
I'm not saying religion's wrong, people. I'm just saying if this theory is true, then religion's wrong. And again, this is just a theory, so it's just stuff that look beyond what quote unquote sacred texts say, and actually consider possibility. Is all I'm asking. And all I'm saying is, consider possibilities that this isn't everything and anything. There's endless possibility out there.
Right.
There's so much that we don't know, and people fear that unknown, right? I look
Oh
at
yeah.
it I mean, yeah, am I afraid of it? Absolutely. But I also look at it with excitement to find out what it is.
Right.
And I'm not the most intelligent person at all. I'm pretty stupid as far
No.
as people probably come and go, right? I think I'm
Yeah.
stupid, right?
Yeah, I'm not that
I
bright. I
had like
mean,
a
I'm
1.5,
wise
1.8
in a way,
GPA when
but
I graduated high school.
intelligence no. Hmm.
I'm opening up my soda. That's what you're hearing. Some
Yeah.
ASMR for you. Um, but no, I had like a 1.5, 1.8 GPA when I graduated high school, so I'm not intelligent. I'm not. I didn't do a lot of
Right.
my work and I skipped classes a lot, so it is what it is.
Hmm.
College GPA though is a 3.5. So, I'm getting there, people. I'm getting there.
I've no idea what level of intelligence I am or what my IQs are. I
Yeah,
just know that I'm wiser than I should be because of
yeah.
experiences I've had, but
Right. I'm more
in
I'm
terms of
I'm more
actual
the street
intelligence,
smarts
I'm not
guy.
bad.
I got you when it comes down to common sense and street smarts.
Yeah.
But I couldn't tell you anything about books or science or whatever. I don't know. It's beyond me. I just like to learn about this stuff and look at the pretty pictures of space.
Right.
You know, I need that
Yeah.
book for space and alternate universes to have the pop-up pictures so I can be like, ooh, it pops up as I clap my hands. That's the kind of
Yeah.
guy I am.
Yeah. Well, that's it. I mean, the funny thing is with a lot of education, that's a little bit off topic, but I've learned more from watching YouTube videos and people actually discussing it than I have ever in school
Yeah. Oh yeah. I
because it's
watch
a
a
lot more interesting and
yeah.
interactive
I
to a
watch a
degree.
ton of different YouTube videos. I don't know what the heck they're talking about, but I watch them.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, so
Back on topic. I
uh
guess.
let me go ahead and put this up
Uh,
here on the screen. Boom. Okay, so right here, what I got on the screen here, right? This is what I was talking about the
yeah.
mirror. This is their version of the mirror dimension, right? Of the Big Bang and what I was talking about, right?
Hmm.
So as you can see over here, right? So you got the optical light patterns, right? The inflation, quantum fluctuations, right? Yeah, I'm not smart. I told you
Hmm.
guys this, right? So this is all the
Yeah.
start of the Big Bang over here on the far left, right? Dark Ages, basically that's like
Start of
the
civilization
start.
before
Yeah,
recorded
that's the
history.
start of everything, right? So what you're seeing, why you got all those colors on the far left over there, that is an actual map, right? It's a picture, I believe, through the Hubble telescope. I want to say it was that took that picture, right? And that is showing us the 13.77 billion years ago what the universe looked like at the time at the start, right? There was nothing there
Right.
before that, right? As far as we know, but
Hmm.
that's how far back we could see light and heat and particles in space, right? That's how far
Right.
we've looked out is 13.77 billion light years away. That's what it means by billions of years, right? That's light years. How far back we
Right.
were able to go,
Hmm.
right? Around 400 million years ago is where we start seeing the first stars, right?
Right.
And that's why we have that dark age because we don't know what that is. There's just no light there, right? That we can
Right.
see. But around 400 million years ago, we could start seeing stars there, right? Because the light hasn't hit us yet, right?
Hmm.
And then you see how like the galaxies and the planets and everything start clustering all together. So that is why we think that the Big Bang Theory is a real explanation as to the start of the universe, right? Because you could start to see how there's just everything everywhere, and then it starts clumping together from gravity, right?
Right.
Everything started getting mass and bigger and bigger and bigger and clumping together until boom, stars are born, planets are born, etc. Right?
Yeah.
Stars, planets, and everything, and all that debris and stuff out there, all those elements in space, right? We're all the same thing. It's everything is the same exact elements, same exact stuff, right? It's all the same things essentially, right?
Yeah.
If you smashed Earth into itself, probably like I would say probably like 300,000, 300, 400,000. I don't know how many times. A lot of times, right? We would become a
Hmm.
star, right? We would cease to be a planet. We'd become a star, right? They say with Jupiter, if you expand Jupiter about 100 times, you can get a star, right? So it just needs more mass to it. The more mass you have, and the more those like elements in there for the helium and all their stuff, you become a star.
Right.
So that's all it is. Um, And then here at the end on the far right here, we see the dark energy accelerated expansion, right? That's just saying that
Hmm.
like, that's a closer to us, right? That we see. And this is where we're seeing like things are moving faster and faster and faster. So we're able to actually detect like, okay, these things are moving fast, right?
Yeah.
It's expanding, accelerating fast. That's why everything's spaced out with each other. So that's the whole premise behind this whole picture and what they were talking about.
Right.
Just in case you guys were wondering about it and what I was looking at.
Right. Um, the the thing is there ever a possibility that an alternate dimension could collide with another?
Um, there's probably theories out there on that. That yeah, they probably could.
Yeah.
Um,
Right.
Supposedly for that to happen, I mean, we don't really know much about any of this, so I mean, it's an unknown
Yeah.
realm, but um, there would have to be something that like there's movies and stuff out there where it's like you made that wrong choice that you weren't supposed to do, and that reality collapses on itself. Supposedly there's like certain points in time where something's supposed to happen, and if it doesn't happen, reality can collapse on itself. That's what at least Hollywood has portrayed to us, right? And
Yeah.
that's kind of how they've been able to explain it. As you see in like you said, like Doctor Strange, right? And the new one there, spoilers if you haven't seen it. If you haven't seen it, go see it already. It's been out for a while now. Um,
Yeah.
but he tried to bring that girl there that he loves back to life, and because of that, it tore the universe apart.
Hmm.
She was supposed to die.
Right.
You know, so
It's almost like fate to a degree.
right. So that guy's dimension, it completely got ripped apart. So that's a movie. Is that real? Who knows? But so who actually knows? I guess for real.
Exactly. I mean, the hardest part is because there's so much unknown. We don't have definitive facts necessarily to say this is this and this is that when it comes to alternate dimensions, because we've only just really started to properly explore the concept of it and try to get an understanding of it, really. Because, we wasn't really properly trying to explore and figure out alternate dimensions like, a couple 100 years ago. Because we just didn't have any possible knowledge or conception in the sense of being able to try and vision it and figure it out.
Right.
And that's what makes it so difficult with alternate dimensions. We can theorize all we want, but you can never get a straight definitive answer currently.
Well, I mean, it's
I
because there is
mean,
none really. So
exactly. I mean, even Elon Musk tried looking into alternate dimensions. He thinks a very minute chance there could be parallel dimensions or something like that. I don't remember his exact number he said, but I think he said that it's a very small chance, but possible. So I'm curious where to get the information from to think that it might be possible. Uh,
well, the thing that they're saying is
because
the
how do you
possibility
explore that?
for it, and what Elon's saying with that is that nothing is impossible in his mind, right? Everything has a possibility to it, even if it's a small fraction percentage, right?
Yeah.
He's kind of like how I think with things. I mean, he's way more intelligent than I am, but I think him and I are on the same length of, you know, uh, there's a practical answer for everything, right? And if
Right.
I can't solve that problem, doesn't mean it doesn't exist. It just means it's above my level of understanding.
Right.
And so I'm not going to rule it out as a 0% chance. No, it's not real, blah, 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 blah. I'll say, yeah, there's a possibility,
Mm.
but I don't believe it to be real
Right.
because I can't figure it out. It must not be real. But I'm not gonna say it's
Yeah.
not. That's kind of where he's going
Mm.
with, I think, with that. Is that he's done
Yeah.
some math, he's run the numbers probably, and he's like, yeah, it most likely is not real, but he's like, it could exist, it might just be too advanced for me,
Right.
so I think that's what he's trying to get at. I mean, he's a numbers
Yeah.
guy, so if he runs the numbers and he's like, yeah, they don't add up to an alternate dimension, then it probably doesn't exist. But I'm not saying it doesn't absolutely not exist.
Right.
You know, so I get where that comes from with him.
Hmm.
So, I mean, his work's probably out there somewhere. I mean, maybe he never published it. I don't know.
Mm.
But where he's done the
Yeah.
math and the numbers. I mean, you could probably find people out there who have done the math and numbers and can come up with it as well.
Yeah.
I'm not the math guy here. I'm a history guy. If you all have history questions, I got you. Email the show now. I got the email up. I love to see emails in there.
Yeah. I mean, find alternate universes to kind of be like sort of a paradox.
Yeah, yeah. I definitely consider it a paradox. It's something that almost like time travel in a way. It's a paradox.
Yeah.
It's a very similar thing. You know,
Yeah.
um, I don't think if the alternate dimensions are real, I don't think we're ever gonna be able to visit them.
I don't think so either. Do you think people have traveled to these dimensions? I mean, supposedly some people have just simply just vanished off the face of the earth.
So
Do you think
he
it could be possible they may have found a crack and accidentally traveled into it without even knowing it was there?
um I don't think so.
No?
No. Um, I'm trying to think logically on this. I don't think not any human has ever dimensionally traveled.
Right.
Um, Maybe abductions, sure, but never traveled or stepped into a pocket dimension or anything like that. I don't think that exists.
Right.
Um, I could be wrong on this. Maybe it's real. I don't know, but I don't think so. I think
Yeah.
if anyone or anything has well, I won't say anyone. If anything has ever traveled to another dimension, it's probably such a select few of whatever it is.
Right.
You know, so you think there's different movies out on it. Starfield just did something with alternate dimensions for the game. Um,
Yeah.
as you see in Starfield, there's like what a handful of them that are starborn on there that travel dimensions. There's a handful of people in the
Yeah.
vast amounts of thousands of millions of people that supposedly live in that game. You know. And it's because
Yeah.
they took the path, they took the journey to do it.
Yeah.
Now I'm not saying that's what's real in the real world, but I'm saying like if someone's discovered it, right, it's probably such a minute group that has actually been able to do it.
Yeah.
Mainly because I think it'd probably be a choice to be able to do that, and most of them would probably choose not to do it. Um,
If an event like that did occur, do you think it would cause world, mass wide panic? If,
oh,
say, something just happened to
absolutely.
cross dimensions into ours and just appear that shouldn't be there.
Oh yeah, absolutely. People are fearful of unknown, and that'd be one of the largest unknowns of like what the heck just happened.
Right.
So people would go into a frenzy. They'd be looting, rioting, killing, just panic, absolute panic.
Right.
So, um, I think we're more accepted. Like people are more accepting of, okay, we found out ghosts are real. Okay, we found out aliens are real. We're more accepting of that because we understand it a bit more than what a
Right.
multi-dimensional being is. you know, or a
Yeah,
time traveler even, because to us
I'm not talking.
that's all science fiction. That's not real to us, But if it was real, we'd be like, whoa, 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 back up, pause.
I'm not
Okay.
talking necessarily of a extra transdimensional being. I'm talking more so in the fact that let's just say a building just appeared out of nowhere that shouldn't be there. There's no theoretical possibility of it appearing there, but somehow a building just randomly just basically appeared,
Um,
fabricated itself out of nowhere, and there's no explanation. Do you think that would cause panic as well, or do you think people would be a bit more like,
I think they'd be more confused.
how?
Yeah,
Yeah,
how?
confused.
How? Confused. They want questions. I do know the government would move in immediately and evacuate
Oh
everyone out of the
yeah,
area and lock it down. And there's gonna be so much
right.
testing going on. They're gonna try and find answers.
Yeah, I can imagine like the pyramid just got switched with the old pyramid that was fully built and fully functional. It's not how it's just like what the hell.
Right.
Pyramid just appears in immaculate condition.
But yeah, I wouldn't. I definitely think there'd be more confusion than panic
Hmm.
necessarily if that happened. But yeah, if some being just appeared here and like, yeah, I'm from another dimension, and or people would panic. They'd freak out. Probably try to
Yeah,
kill the thing.
yeah,
Um, that's just how people are. And that's why I don't think anyone's traveled dimensions here for real. Because if they really did, there would be so much panic.
yeah. What would you ever do if yourself walked into the room?
If
Let's
myself
say you
walked
just
into the
sat,
room,
yeah, you just sat there one day, and you walk into the room.
I'd grab my pistol and kill it.
You'd kill yourself immediately.
Oh, absolutely.
Hmm.
I would grab my pistol and I'd start shooting until my magazine was empty.
Fair enough. Fair enough.
Yeah. I'm leaving no doubt. I'm not playing this who's who, the Spider-Man thing where we're all pointing at each other. No, I ain't doing that. I'm shooting first and I'll
It's
ask my questions
trying to
later.
replace you, take over your
Yep,
life.
nope, ain't
Yeah.
happening. Nope. Mm-mm. I'll shoot first and I'm gonna ask questions later.
So I think I'd have a different response personally.
Yeah, and I'm calling whoever needs to come take the body and they can do experiments on it.
I would obviously exercise caution. I would not walk near them. Hey, you stay right the frick there,
Yeah.
sort of thing, And I'd try and actually possibly get them into a conversation with me in the sense
Yeah.
of two of us living at the same time, the possibilities.
Yeah. They'd be like, "Oh, I'm you." I'm
So,
like, "No, you're not." Boom, 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 boom.
no, you're not me, but
Yeah.
think about it. If there was another version of me, think about the amount of tricks and pranks you could pull on people. How
Uh,
fun it could actually theoretically be.
nah,
Because essentially,
I've
I
seen
could
those
walk
TV
past
shows.
somebody.
That's the evil me. I'm not being tricked into it. Mm-mm.
you I'm just like, well, none of us like to work and whatnot. I go work one day, you go work the other day, and we'll switch places, and then that way we ease the load and we just get to have the time of our lives, and we'll have some fun with it, and we'll pull pranks on people. We'll troll people in the street. Like
So
I walk past somebody asking for some money, walk past them, walk around the corner, have me
here's
come walk past them again. Hey,
here's the
yeah, you
real
got time?
question: if you make out with
Yeah,
it, is that homosexual or is that just playing with yourself?
right. That's a brilliant question as well.
I mean, it's you, right?
Right? Yeah. This is yeah. Uh, Fantastic question. I don't know how you define that. Really, because you're essentially playing myself. Technically,
Uh,
I don't think I'd ever do that, but
yeah.
still,
There's someone
it's a
out there
funny
on Reddit that
concept.
has asked that question though. I mean, the first thing. So if you go on Reddit, right, and you look at that alien thread that the government put out, right,
Yeah.
the government put out an article, right, and it went up on Reddit, right. The first comment that was ever commented on that thread was, "Can we have sex with it?" That was the first question that was
Right.
asked on Reddit. So that's where people's minds
Yeah.
are, people. Like
Yeah.
that's the human race for you. The first thing that we think of is, huh, can I screw that thing? That just tells you where everybody's
I
minds
don't
are at.
think I
That,
don't think that'd be my
yeah,
first
that
response if I saw myself walk into a room. I really don't.
Yeah, I don't think a lot
But
of people would, but I'm just saying, like, that's the human mind, or the internet's mind, I should say, the people of the internet mind. You know,
uh,
that's their first question. I'm like, oh, good
I mean,
lord.
I mean,
There's
if
times
you
where I get my faith in humanity restored, and then I see stuff like that, and I'm like, yep, we're all doomed.
if you have a partner and they sleep with your partner, are they technically cheating on you?
Good questions. See, this is where it gets kind of weird, right? We don't know these things, right?
Yeah. Right.
And this is why I would just shoot. I'm not taking the chance. No, I'm not
Yeah.
doing this. I'm not playing that game. No.
Yeah.
I'm killing myself with that. Not me. The
Yeah.
the, the other me.
The other me. Yeah.
Yeah. Is
I
that
mean, how would you
is that
explain it
suicide or
though?
murder?
Right. It creates that double that double effect. So it's like,
Yeah, call the cops. I'd
what
like to
is all
report
of
a suicide murder. Well, what?
yes?
A suicide and a murder?
Excuse me.
Yes, on the same person.
Yeah.
Yeah, I killed myself. What?
Do you think you would be taken as well?
I don't know. That'd be so weird.
Because like, imagine if you killed your
Yeah,
alternate self, right? And then you called the
yeah,
cops, and then the government show up at your door because obviously they're interested. Out there as the
yeah.
two of you. Do you think they would take you
Now,
as well to
hold
try
up.
and
Let's back
figure
this up here, right?
compare you both?
If you have a twin that looks identical to you, don't kill your twin. Don't do that.
No, 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 no.
That's different than what we're
Yeah,
talking about, okay?
no, yeah.
That's completely
We're
different
talking
than
about
what we're talking
an
about.
alternate version of you appearing. There's literally you, specifically you, not your twin. It is literally you. But even, I wonder whether the government would actually, take you as well to compare your DNA, possibly,
They would
because
have to.
obviously, yeah,
Yeah, they would have to, because, I mean, how else would you prove that?
right. I mean, do you think they'd be angry that you killed the other you because they weren't allowed for questioning?
I don't know.
I mean, what if you took out your alternate self, right, and they accused you of being the fake one?
I mean, at that point, it's he said, she said, you know?
Right. I
So,
mean,
and we all know how the government plays that when it comes down to he said, she said, well, you're guilty.
yeah,
They're like, look, if we can't determine it, you're guilty. Screw it.
right.
That whole you're innocent until proven guilty thing is fake. It's not real. You're guilty until proven innocent.
Yeah. It used to be that way.
Yep.
Not anymore. But yeah, I mean, I don't know. There's on a version of me, I can think of so many fun ways to take advantage of it.
And that's assuming they're like, because they're thinking on their own too, so they might not have the same thought process as you with things.
You know what you do? You start a YouTube mystery channel. You
Yeah.
got two here. And
Stream at the
the whole
same
entire
time.
time they're thinking you've just literally video edited another version of you, but no, it's actually another you.
Go live at the same time in different rooms.
Yeah.
That'd
No,
be
there's no
funny.
way. This is definitely fake. There's no way you're streaming twice in different rooms. Like, obviously, there's a rest explanation for this, and they start trying to ask you all questions, trying to get you to say certain things, and, it doesn't appear on the other stream. There's like, wait, what?
All right.
um, I mean, most of the world would probably be like, oh, it's just his twin. It's just fake, he's always had a twin. But it would be really funny. You could just you could do so much with it, right? You know. The thing is, I reckon a lot of people would take advantage and probably commit crimes with it. Like me, we've got video evidence here, but yeah, but I've got proof I was here. I
Right.
reckon there'd be a lot of people that would definitely take advantage of that in the wrong sort of way, unfortunately. Uh, yeah, I mean, it'd be cool to have another me, but at the same time, I do understand the fear because what if they play nice and then just end me and take my life?
That's what I'm saying. I'm running over to my bed, grabbing my gun, and I'm shooting the thing. I'm not playing
Yeah,
this game. I'm not doing this. I'll bury the body in the
yeah,
backyard.
right.
Like it's just that
Not
I'm
tell anyone about it.
I'm not doing that.
Somebody ends up getting like a council permit or something that starts working in your back garden to fix some pipes, digs you up, and they're like, "The fuck?
Mm,
How is this possible? It's him. Who have you killed? Killed me."
I'm not doing it.
Yeah,
But yeah, I don't think I do believe there are alternate dimensions. I just don't think we're able to travel them. Yeah.
we
That
just
that's
don't
gonna
have
be
any
yeah.
kind of technology or possibility to do it.
At least not in our time, our world, our
No.
version of our universe. We don't have anything that can determine that.
Oh no.
So for now, it's just science fiction.
Yeah.
You know, maybe one day we'll be able to do this.
Yeah.
By the way, for future people here, black holes are not alternate dimension routes. Don't go into them.
Right.
You know, the people who believe, oh, it's an alternate dimension. No, no, it's not.
You'll die.
Yeah, you're gonna die. You go into that
The
thing
amount.
and you're toast. You're gonna get sucked in and die.
Yeah. You'd be like ripped apart in such a way. You'd be warped in crushing amount of gravity and mass, and all the other objects being sucked into it. You are not making it through to some alternate dimension through that black hole. Even if it did lead to another dimension, you are not getting through that black hole without being crushed to death. It's
Right.
like when you go too deep in the ocean, you start getting crushed by the pressure. It's much worse in a black hole. Like our oceans just don't compare. Doesn't matter how deep you go, you'll never be in the same level of mass as you would in a black hole getting crushed. You're not making it through. No matter what vehicle you're in, there's no chance of it. Oh, I might get lucky. No,
Yeah, no.
you won't. I mean, it can even bend and warp light. What chance do you have? You know?
The thing sucks in everything and then blows everything back out. It's no.
Right.
Ooh, I like this picture. I might actually use this as our background from now on.
Yeah. Nice.
Um, yeah. So I'm just looking at different like examples of these alternate universes, and
Yeah.
I'm getting mind blown over here. This is one of those rabbit hole things that we always talk about.
Oh yeah. Definitely a rabbit hole in it. Into the rabbit hole. How far? How deep does it go?
Right. It goes pretty deep.
Oh yeah. I mean, I like to think there's a rabbit hole, alternate universes and stuff like that. I feel like it's probably one of the deepest things we'll look at in terms of a rabbit hole because the amount of infinite possibilities of it.
Yeah. So I mean, hey,
Uh,
if you guys are watching, you guys have your opinions on it. Drop a comment, email us, join us on Discord, and talk to us there. You know, like
yeah,
we're bored over here on Discord. Ain't no one on here. Come join
yeah,
us.
exactly.
Yep. Got quite a few of you guys watching here, so you know, love to have you guys actually talk.
Oh yeah, it'd be absolutely fantastic to get some more interaction in the chat. I mean,
Yeah. I mean, is there something wrong with the chat? I don't think there is. Y'all should be able
No,
to
it should
chat.
be. I mean,
Yeah,
it's
you get.
Twitch chat, so there
Yeah,
shouldn't be anything wrong with it.
yeah.
Somebody
Send
else's
something.
Twitch chat is working. I feel like I would like to visit an alternate dimension. Not stay. I wouldn't mind going there and experiencing the differentialities of the alternate place. As long as I knew I had a guaranteed way back. Like it's not going to be a once gone in and done deal, you know? Sort of like temporarily traversing through, seeing what it's like, and coming back. It'd be interesting to see all the differences and point them out and just see what's different because trying to comprehend what would be different is near impossible because we don't know how different the alternate universe could be. And that's just one alternate universe that you're probably going through. Who knows? And the millions of possibilities, billions, trillions, whatever word or number you want to use. There's so many things that could be different. They could have birds that walk and talk, and like people are actually like pigeons, pecking at dirt. It's just so many possibilities and differentiations through these alternate universes and whatnot that it's I don't know how to word it. It's just endless. Simply, it's just endless. And you never know what differentialities you're gonna find.
Right, right.
Oh, I just saw a follower girl thing pop up on our thing. It's
Yeah.
6 out of 10.
Nah, yeah. I'm just throwing that out there for everybody.
Ah, okay.
So what we're trying to get to, guys. 10
Um,
followers here. We got 6 on Twitch, so come on, join us.
yeah, we'd love to have you. Definitely love you to have in our Discord and come and join these discussions, like we said.
We do have 3 viewers though, so if you're in here, come on, man. Chat or come on, chat with us. I don't want to sound like
Yeah.
Biden here. Come on, man. Yeah,
My God.
are you an alternate
Uh,
person watching us from a different dimension?
yeah, let us know. What's
Yeah.
different in your universe?
Yeah.
But I don't know. I feel like there is a possibility of it. When it comes to dimensions, I just don't. Yeah, we're just never going to be
Uh,
able to traverse them. I
my
don't think
tiny
that's ever
brain
going to be some
tells me yes,
possibility.
there's alternate dimensions, but it also tells me that no, we can't travel them ever.
Right? Yeah.
I feel like
Exactly.
traveling to different dimensions would just break the space-time continuum.
Oh yeah,
It would
you
break
cause all kinds
reality
of
as we
havoc.
know it, and it would destroy everything, and
Yeah.
that would just be the end of it.
Oh yeah. I mean, if all these universes start colliding and merging together, it would cause mass wide destruction.
Yeah, absolutely. But
I mean,
yeah,
go
go
on.
ahead.
No, go on. I was just gonna say some. In a lot of different animes, they talk about different dimensions crossing over and the destruction of it. While anime isn't real, I'm pretty sure that's what would actually happen
Right.
because you can't have two things in the same place at once. It doesn't work like that, right?
Right. But
So trying to merge
so
two dimensions into
again,
one just would cause
I just kind of want to
all
reiterate
kinds
too,
of
because a lot of people think of alternate dimensions and they think, oh yeah, like the spirit world and all that stuff. That's a different plane of existence, not a different dimension,
right.
right? Dimensions are like, well, okay, if you want to think of this as a dimension as well, right? We have, our vision dimensions as well, what we can see, right? We can see in the two
Right.
dimension, we can see in the three, well, we see it in the third dimension. That's what we see,
Yep.
right? Everything to us is in the third dimension, right?
Yep.
Um, a fourth dimension, it would be like, you know, um, Trying to think of how it would be like a tesseract in a way, right? So that would be like 3D within 3D, right? That's not a sixth dimension, that's a fourth dimension, right?
It
And then a fifth dimension would be a fourth dimension inside of a fourth dimension, which is just mind freaking blowing as is, right?
can't even comprehend that
Yeah,
already.
people cannot even comprehend that right there, right? Um, so two dimension is just a two dimension on top of a two dimension. That's how you get 3D, right? So 2 plus 2 equals 3. That's how that works with this. 3 plus 3 equals 4. 4 plus 4 equals 5, and so
Right.
on and so forth when it comes to dimensions and vision, right? So we cannot see the fourth dimension, right? We could see it into a 3D model, essentially, right? But we're not comprehending the full grasp of what it is,
Oh no.
right? We can understand it and theorize it, but we can't actually physically see the fourth dimension, right? So that'd be like a whole universe inside of a cube kind of thing. That's a 4D thing, right? So like I was saying, like for a tesseract, right? You got a cube inside of a cube, right? You can see it, the geometry outline of it, but you're not grasping what it is, if that makes sense.
Yeah. I mean, it's like imagine looking at, say, I don't know, you have a
Yeah.
microphone, for example, and instead of seeing the microphone, you had to see all the individual parts inside,
Right.
on top of seeing the microphone at the same
Right.
time.
But now imagine that's how you view things at all times.
Yeah,
So if you're looking at a person, it'd be like having X-ray vision. You're
yeah.
seeing everything inside that person and everything outside of that person, and you're seeing all that all at once. So you're also seeing the skin of the person, but you're also seeing inside the person. Like you see how this that's dimensions of like what you're able to see, like your vision. So that's why I say we see in the
Like,
third dimension. We don't see in the fourth.
yeah.
When I look at a building, I can't see the whole building. I don't see inside of it unless there's windows, right? But again, even looking through a window, I'm still only seeing the third dimension.
You'd only be able to see inside of that one room. You can't see the rest of the building and
Right.
all the other floors.
Exactly. So that's kind of the premise behind that in a way. That's the stupid version of what fourth dimension is. Hopefully that educates someone. I'm trying to break it down into stupid terms because I'm stupid myself. So hopefully that helps you guys out. But but yeah, people think of when you think of alternate dimensions. If you were to ask like a physicist or someone like that of an alternate dimension, that's what you're getting, right? That's what they're
Right.
getting. That's what they're thinking of when they think of alternate dimension. That's what they think. They think of that kind of dimension, right? They might not think of like
Hmm.
these parallel universes and stuff, right? That's
Right.
not technically like a third or whatever dimension, right? That's we're thinking of like an alternate universe necessarily. That's exactly what we're describing rather than dimension.
Right.
We just use the word dimension. And it's actually used incorrectly when you use it that way.
Yeah.
But again, I'm doing dumbed down version of this, so.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's the best way I could describe it. Is like a fourth dimension is you're seeing the object, and then you see inside that object, and you see all that at the same time.
Yeah.
And that's a fourth dimension. So when you go to
Do
these
you
4D
think?
movies and stuff, you're not actually seeing 4D. You're still seeing 3D, but they're saying, "Well, it's 4D because the chairs move and things hit you and blah 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 and all this." It's not 4D. That's still 3D.
No.
That's 3D
Yeah.
with water sprayers that are spraying you in the rumbling chair.
Right.
That's what it is. That's the reality. So
Do you think?
4D would be like
Hmm,
the movie pops out at you, you watching the movie, but you're in the movie essentially.
yeah,
That'd be a 4D. You're actually in the experience with them, with the actors in that movie, as if it would be
right,
real. That would be a 4D movie.
right. Do
So,
you think that? What are your thoughts on potential of spirits or ghosts or things being able to see in other dimensions, so to speak? So could they possibly
so
perceive other realities other than their own?
I have no idea. However, my belief on that is that no, they don't see that. They see only the dimension that they're from.
Right.
Uh, again, no idea. None
Hmm.
whatsoever. It could be whatever, you know, but my belief is that no.
Yeah.
But we are at break
Yeah.
time, so let's hit the break and we'll see you guys at top of the hour.
Oh yeah. Sounds good. I need restrooms, so I will. Be
Alright, we are back. I believe Aaron's still gone for the moment, but I am back. So, I was gonna discuss something with him over the break, but I think I'll just do it one here on the channel once he gets back. This is probably gonna be our last hour for this this channel here. So that means it's going to be our random hour, meaning that we're just going to talk about random stuff because why not? So with that being said, oh my goodness, I cannot talk right now. I am just completely all over the place. So yeah, this can be a random hour topic where we kind of just go off topic and off topic hour. There we go. That's what I was gonna do. So with that being said, um, I would like to open this up to the community here, but it looks like no one on here right now. So if you guys want to jump in at any point during this off topic hour and you guys got something to say or just want to talk about or whatever, uh, come on the show here and just talk with us. So, while we wait for Aaron, good God, I really don't know what to talk about with you guys. I guess we could just talk a little bit about what we got planned with for you guys here. So next week, we're gonna be going over the flat Earth theory and stuff like that. We may have a guest on as well who is well versed with flat Earth, and I'll let Aaron once he gets back talk more about that. About who we're bringing on the show, as he's the one that's finding this person for us. But what we also got going on is the following week, we'll be going over time travel. So kind of fits along with the whole topic of this alternate dimension thing. Is we'll go over time travel and we'll talk about how different movies have done time travel, different shows have done time travel, and how you can actually realistically time travel. Um, it's kind of impossible, but it's not necessarily either. If you can achieve speed of light, you possibly could time travel. So, we can talk about that all in 2 weeks from now on 2 weeks from now on Wednesday. It'll be Wednesday the I'm terrible with dates. Wednesday the 22nd of November is when we'll go over that. But Tuesday the 14th will be our next episode. That will be on Flat Earth. So we'll talk about that then. But for, right now, we just got the topic of the alternate dimensions and what they are. I mean, all it is, like I said, it's actually what our topic for today was mainly alternate universes, which uh, essentially just saying that if anything can be, it could be, and just alternate realities. Alternate universe, alternate realities. That's kind of what this really is. An alternate dimension is just a different dimension of vision. So with that being said, you know, uh, uh, I'm losing my train of thought here. I got really nothing more to talk about with you guys. I mean, this is where I wish we had our community coming in here and actually talking more with us. It would be a lot easier for you guys if you guys would just open up discussion and chat with us. Whether it be on Discord, Twitch, you want to email in on the show. And I mean, this will come, I guess, with time and people joining the community, but go ahead and share that out with your friends and family and, help us grow because, we got these topics here and we're all interested in them, but uh, people don't know we exist yet. So once people start learning we exist and expand to other platforms and things like that, I'm not trying to aggressively expand into all these different platforms because, it just it becomes a lot to manage, especially with what both myself and Aaron have going on in our lives right now. It's just that's a lot to manage and handle for two people. We don't have a team of people doing this stuff, um, and I can't afford any employees. I mean, I got enough money for myself to keep myself going, but I can't afford to have employees. But yeah, so we do have our Discord. It's up and running. It's working well as far as I can tell. I haven't had any issues or complaints from it since I updated it. So come on over there, join our community. We post our future episodes up there in the events section. We have Q&As. We have different topics that you can talk about, um, suggestions, things like that. Got our YouTube channel where we post all of our prior videos, all of our prior live streams here on Twitch. So if you want to hop over there, we you can catch all of our previous episodes on there. But yeah, like I said, I'm working on expanding this channel into other platforms, but not too quickly, I guess you could say. There's a lot that goes into it and to expanding outward. Um, if I was to expand to say like something like iHeartRadio or Spotify, there's rules and FCC regulations that we have to follow, and we gotta have that. We gotta be strict on there for that. Compared to saying streaming on like here on Twitch, we might move over to
Oh
Kick as
yeah,
well. Uh,
yeah.
Aaron's
I'm
back.
back.
All right, so
Yeah,
I
I
was
apologize.
yeah, I was just going over. I said this is probably gonna be our final hour. I think I'm gonna start
Yeah,
cutting the podcast down to 3 hours instead of four.
right.
Just to kind of make it go by a little faster. We'll have two segments of stuff, and then we'll do our random hour,
Hmm.
or off-topic random hour.
Yeah,
Yeah.
fair enough.
So that's kind of where I'm at right now, and I've just been kind of highlighting s some summarizing like our channel here and how we're gonna be growing and
Hmm. Hello?
yep, I'm still here.
Okay, it just went quiet, so I
Yeah,
figured
yeah, I was waiting for
lost
you
connection or something.
to say something on here.
Uh, well, I don't know what the topic was on.
Oh, just anything really right now. We're just off topic.
Well, no, off topic hour.
Yeah.
So if you could screw your alternative sound, I'm joking. That
Jeez.
was funny earlier. Um, honestly, I'm not too sure. Um,
That's what I'm kind of saying. I'm at a loss right now. I don't know what to go over. Um,
yeah.
but I mean, I was just kind of going over our topics for next week and our growth of our channel and how we're gonna perform and do what we're gonna do.
Right.
I figured
Yeah.
out whoever your guest is for next week, if you want to give them a little shout out on who we're gonna have on.
So my friend's name is Alex. I've known him for about.
Is this the same Alex from the last one we did?
Oh no, this is a different
Different
guy.
Alex? All right.
This guy I've known for since like Smite came to Xbox.
Jeez.
We've played games
There we
together for
go.
years.
There's something to age you.
Let me see. When did Smite come to Xbox? Real quick, sorry. So Smack came to Xbox in 2014. So I've known him since about 2014, so that's a good 9 years, right? And he's a very big flat Earth enthusiast. He loves discussing the flat Earth. I like to tease him a little bit. Sometimes I go in his party, I'll be like, "Yo, the Earth's round, man," and it sets him off every time because he's a very big believer. And I feel like he'd just be perfect for the discussion because he probably looks into all this flat Earth stuff. He doesn't believe the Earth is round at all. He's a firm believer of it's strictly flat. And, you know, the second somebody says it's different, he will sit there for about an hour or 2 hours just talking your ear off about it,
Yeah.
trying to prove why you're wrong and trying to tell you that you're wrong. And it's going to become a bit of a game to some of us now, where we kind of tease him a little bit, just to get that little bit of a fun banter going with it. But yeah, he's seriously into the flat Earth stuff. He really seriously believes the Earth is flat. He looks into a lot of researches. He listens to a lot of podcasts on it. He looks at a lot of stuff to do with it. So, I don't believe the Earth is flat, but he does. So, considering the discussion, I think it's going to be good to have the parallel, you know? So, whereas I believe one thing, he believes the other, and it'd be a great discussion. The only thing is, I'm going to have a little bit of a word with him over talking over people, because sometimes he will when he's trying to prove a point, instead of letting you speak. So, I will need to try and tone him down a little bit, but he's a fantastic, great guy. Known him for a long time. He's an absolutely phenomenal dude. But yeah, he really knows his stuff when it comes to the flat Earth. So if anyone's going to come on the show and have a talk with us about the flat Earth, I'd like it to be him. The thing is, I don't know whether he's going to be working or bowling because he does like semi-professional bowling. He competes for money and stuff against other teams
All right.
where he's from. So um, it will definitely be a very interesting discussion if I can get him on the show. So I'm really hoping I can. Absolutely fantastic guy. Like I said, I've known him for 9 years, and yeah, I reckon it's going to be a spicy discussion next week. Um, if I can get him on the show, so I'm going to be doing everything I can to try and get him on there, and hopefully he does come on and have a talk with us. I mean, he might just join the chat, maybe, and type chat to us instead. I don't know, but I'm going to try for sure. Um, because regardless of what side of the fence you're on, whether it's flat, whether it's not, it is a very interesting discussion when talking about the world because, supposedly, according to him, the round earth concept was created by those who want to keep you in the dark, you know, trying to sell you all these things. Apparently, planes don't fly, according to him, and they travel along a level plane because the earth isn't spinning and all that. You'd feel it if the earth was spinning and all that kind of stuff. So he's going to have a lot of arguments against anything we talk about. So of course, why not bring him on the show, right? Um, I mean, honestly, I wouldn't really recommend anybody else to come on the show that I can think of when it comes to flat Earth other than him, because I reckon he's the authority on it in terms of the people I know. There might be somebody out there who knows more information than him, obviously, but in terms of the people that I know, um, he's seriously proper deep dives into his stuff.
All right. That makes sense. Um.
Maybe we could have a little talk about alternate dimensions. Do you believe that any alternate dimension is flat? you know, uh, all fun and games and whatnot. Seriously, it would be great. I'm trying to think what else to speak about. So this is going to be a long way away, but there may be a surprise event around June that's going to happen on the podcast. So
All right.
that should be a fun time. I'm not going to tell you what it is, but we have something planned for June, July time. So you'll definitely want to be around then.
Yeah, as long as these things go through, it should go through. We got some stuff
Hmm.
that'll come up for you guys.
Oh yeah. Now it's a long way away, but it's going to be worth the wait. Um,
Uh, yeah. I think this might just be a short episode here.
honestly, yeah, I'm out of ideas to talk about. Um, like I said earlier, it's a very hard discussion alternate universes because there's just so much we don't know. It's pure speculation. So, regardless of how much we try and talk about it, there's not really much to talk about essentially in regards to stuff I can bring up for a possible, plausible reason why we should be or shouldn't be. Um, so I don't know. I'm out of ideas of what to talk about. I know this is our topic hour, and usually we kind of just start talking about random stuff, but my mind is drawing a blank right now. I
Same,
think it's
same,
just because I'm tired.
same here. But yeah. We can catch you guys next week. We'll be talking about Fly Earth. We'll have a special guest, and you know all the norms. Subscribe,
Oh yeah,
follow, get on Discord, email us. Connect with us, guys. Until then, I guess we'll catch you next week, Tuesday, 5 p.m. Eastern, 10 p.m. now, UK.
yep,
And then
that's a
we'll see you
normal.
guys Wednesday, the following week, on the 22nd, for a time travel discussion.
Okay, yeah, I'm down for that. I'm down for that.
Yeah, and we'll see you guys then.
Oh yeah.
So long.
All right. Thank you very much, guys, for tuning in. Apologize it was a short one, but catch you next time.